Welcome to Every Fact Ever. Like and subscribe for more amazing facts. My name is Ian, and this is 50 Facts About Venice, written by Rowan Claudette Rosal. Fact number 1. Venice is one of the 118 flat islands in the northeast region of Italy. Italy's prized destination can be found on the northeastern Mediterranean. Venice is a magical city that lies in the archipelago off the Veneto coast. Fact number 2. Venice was founded by early settlers during 402 AD. These ancestors escaped the barbarian invasions of the Huns, led by Attila. Because of their need for more space to live, they dug hundreds of canals and shored up the banks with wooden pilings. Fact number 3. Venice was built and expanded approximately 1,500 years ago. This unique city built on water is around 519 years old. It took 100,000 palafits driven into the mud to lay the solid foundation for the magnificent buildings. It continued to thrive and expand through the ages, becoming the major city that it is today. Fact number 4. Venice is a city built on wooden stilts. These wooden stilts were originally used as foundations for the fishermen's houses. However, this architectural style evolved and was used to support the entire city, especially as it expanded with time. Fact number 5. Many buildings in Venice are still standing on 1,000-year-old piles of wood. These woods were submerged underwater, hence they didn't easily rot and continued to give the city the solid foundation it needed up until this day. Fact number 6. Over 114 footbridges and 177 boat canals connect the city to make it easily accessible to the local populace. The Queen City of the Adriatic is geographically unique. It is a magical floating city that's built by setting wood piles on the 118 submerged islands in the northern part of the Adriatic Sea. Fact number 7. Venice is the 11th most populated city in Italy. Venice's 2019 population is estimated to be 636,244. Rome, Venice's equally beautiful sister and most populated city in Italy, has a population of over 2 million. It's 10 times the volume of the inhabitants of Venice. Fact number 8. There are approximately 20 million tourists visiting Venice every year. Tourism is one of the main industries in this floating city. It's how the city has flourished for decades. There are more tourists in Venice than residents, and the number of guests annually only increase as each year passes. Fact number 9. The locals speak 2 languages, Italian and Venetian. If you know how to speak any or both of these languages, you will do okay on your trip to Venice. Nevertheless, some residents can understand a bit of English language and can say common phrases and greetings. Fact number 10. Venice is the capital of Italy's Veneto region. The La Dominandi has a total area of 160 square miles and has only 3 feet of elevation. Fact number 11. There are no roads and cars in Venice. One of the main reasons why Venice is a tourist hotspot is because it has a refreshing landscape and way of life. Unlike in any other city around the world that are accustomed to roads and cars, Venice has only canals and gondolas. Fact number 12. There are 177 canals in Venice. The Queen of the Adriatic has a total of 177 canals. These canals form water traffic corridors in the city. Fact number 13. The biggest canal in Venice is the Grand Canal. The Grand Canal is 3.8 kilometers, that's 2.4 miles long, and 30 to 90 meters wide. With an average depth of 5 meters, it is one of the major water traffic corridors in the city. Fact number 14. There are 170 buildings lining the Grand Canal. The Canaletto, as known by the Venetians, is the most important waterway in Venice. Being the biggest and longest canal in the city, it is capable of accommodating 170 buildings in its stretch. Fact number 15. There's a famous Venetian tradition that says kissing while passing under a bridge locks your fate with your lover. You'll see tons of couples kissing while their gondola rides underneath a bridge. That's because the Venetian ancestors believe that doing so makes you and your lover remain in love forever. Fact number 16. Venice has around 400 working gondolas. Gondolas are traditional, flat-bottom Venetian rowing boats. They are Venice's iconic boats that are used to transport people around the city. The earliest records of the use of the gondola can be traced back to the 11th century. Fact number 17. Gondolas were painted black in the 16th century. Venetian families spent so much time and money beautifying their own boats, competing with other families who had the most luxurious gondolas. On the 8th of October 1562, the Venetian Senate decided to put an end to this fever, with a law requiring all gondolas to have the same look. Fact number 18. Black gondolas are the most famous Venetian boats. Venetian gondolas are popular for being black boats. These are used for work and for touring the narrow canals of the city. Fact number 19. There are over 100 plus gondolas that exist in many other colours. All work gondolas are black, just think of taxis painted in yellow, or the iconic black taxis in London. But other gondolas that exist for leisure are painted in many other colours. Fact number 20. Modern gondolas have a uniform design. Modern gondolas are handmade, or weigh 700 kilograms, and have 280 component pieces, and use 8 types of wood such as oak, elm, lime, larch, fir, cherry, walnut and mahogany, and it takes 2 months to create a gondola. Fact number 21. Venetian gondolas are known globally for their unique structure. An average length is 10.85 metres with a width of 1.4 metres and a weight of about 350 kilograms. It has an asymmetrical shape and is created specifically to allow the gondola to row with less effort. Fact number 22. Only 3 to 4 gondola licenses are issued annually. Becoming a gondolier in Venice is not as easy as getting your driver's license. Applicants must pass a rigorous exam and then finish an extensive training course before becoming a licensed gondolier. There are only 400 licensed gondoliers operating in Venice today. Fact number 23. Giorgia Pascolo became Venice's first official female gondolier. Who says a girl can't be a gondolier? In August 2010, Giorgia Pascolo made history. She became the first woman to successfully pass the gondolier's tenuous licensing procedure. Fact number 24. Venice has 117 bridges. 345 of these bridges are used by the public, while the remaining 72 bridges are privately owned and utilised. Fact number 25. Most of Venice's bridges don't have steps. Although modern bridges have built-in steps and walkways, older ones only have plain passages because they were built at a time when horses were used for transportation. Fact number 26. Many Venetian bridges are centuries old. Ironically, of the 4 major bridges across the Grand Canal, the newest one is only a few years old and is already beginning to decay. Fact number 27. One of the world's narrowest streets in Venice is only 53 centimetres wide. Venice has many narrow streets, but Corletta is the most tapered of all. Imagine passing through a street with only 53 centimetres of space. That's just as wide as your average fridge freezer. Fact number 28. The world famous San Marco bell tower is in Venice, Italy. It is one of the ancient structures in Venice, having been built around the 1100s. It was rebuilt in the 1900s after it collapsed. Many people suggest that you need to go to the bell tower to have the best view of the floating city. Fact number 29. Venice's symbol is the winged lion of St. Mark. The Lion of Venice is an ancient bronze winged lion sculpture. It's located in the plaza of St. Marco of Venice. Being an antique and unique structure, this became the city's symbol, as well as one of its patron saints, St. Mark, after its arrival there in the 12th century. Fact number 30. Venice's first public casino opened in 1683. If Las Vegas is a city that holds the highest concentration of casinos in the world, Venice is the city that's home to the oldest casino in Europe. Fact number 31. Venice casinos are strict on dress code. Men must wear a jacket. If you don't have one, you can hire a jacket for free at the casino. Women, on the other hand, have to avoid casual clothes, especially short skirts. Fact number 32. Vendrami Colleги, the Venice casino, was developed in the 15th century. It was designed by Mario Codossi in the late 15th century, upon the request of a wealthy family. It's one of the historic landmarks in Venice, and is one of the most magnificent palaces facing the Grand Canal. Fact number 33. Venice has more than 450 palaces. Popular for its luxurious grandeur, Venice is the home to around 450 palaces. The city is filled with some of the world's most beautiful palaces, creating that one-of-a-kind appeal of Venice's architectural finery. Fact number 34. The Doge Palace in Venice has an interesting Venetian Gothic style. It's hard to miss the Doge Palace because its structure is purely Gothic. It's a big pink building topped with a line of white spires. Fact number 35. It took a century and a half to finish the Doge Palace. This is partly because fires were a constant threat in a city and often made reconstruction necessary. Fact number 36. The Doge Palace was reconstructed and renovated several times. It is a historical site where you can see the clash of old, new and obsolete architecture. The palace withstood several fires and ground failures. Its first reconstruction happened in the 10th century. Succeeding restorations took place in 1340, 1424, 1438, 1547 and 1577. The structure received an overall restoration in the 19th century because it started decaying. Fact number 37. There's a spot inside the Doge Palace that used to be a place of torture for convicts. There's a small door beyond an elegant staircase where life sentences and tortures were acted out. tourists are strictly forbidden to enter this area. Fact number 38. The Bridge of Sighs is the only bridge in the world that connects a palace and a prison. Perhaps it's the most famous bridge in Venice because of its interesting history. It's a small bridge where only criminals, members of the court, and officers were permitted to pass over. Fact number 39. Venice is home to some of the world's most iconic people. Some of these include the playwright and famous lover Gamico Casanova, and explorer Marco Polo, and composer Anton Vivaldi. Fact number 40. Cordario is considered as the cursed palace in Venice. It is a palazzo with a majestic Venetian Renaissance architecture set along the Grand Canal. It is a famous eerie location in Venice because a lot of unexplained deaths have happened in its palace since the building's conception in 1847. Fact number 41. A famous bass guitarist died in Cordario. The latest victim of the curse of Cordario is John Weinstein, who was a famous bass guitarist of the band The Who. Mr. Weinstein was leasing the palace when he was found dead in 2002. Fact number 42. There are over 500 hidden gardens in Venice. If you stroll around Venice, there are almost no green areas in the city. That's because they were kept hidden behind high walls, completely inaccessible to tourists. Fact number 43. The City of Water is sinking at a rate of 1 to 2 millimeters each year. At a rate of 0.04 to 0.08 inches a year, the lagoon city could sink up to 3.2 inches by 2032. It is for this reason why people call the City of Water or the Sinking City. Fact number 44. Venice flooding happens around 4 times per year. There is a periodic flooding in the city which affects residents greatly. The frequency of these floods is also increasing and the water is becoming more rampant. Fact number 45. The weight of the city is one of the reasons why Venice is sinking. Global warming and other natural phenomena can explain Venice's sinking hiatus. The city started sinking the moment it was built. Having been built on mud and dirt, the weight of the growing city has now started to push down, thus the sinking city. Fact number 46. A phenomena called aqua alta also contributes to the flooding of Venice. Aqua alta is a natural event that has happened for centuries. It is when high tides caused by the moon's gravitational pull coincides with a powerful scirocco, a warm wind blowing across the Mediterranean that pushes the water from the Adriatic to the Venetian lagoon. Movable barriers have been installed across town in hopes of alleviating the flood problem. Fact number 47. Venice has sunk 9 inches over the past 100 years. With global warming causing sea levels to rise, some experts warn the people of Venice that more water will eventually cover the Adriatic coastline and Venice city by 2100. Fact number 48. The resident population in Venice is slowly declining. More than 120,000 people called Venice home years ago. Today, there are only about 55,000 people living in the City of Water. By 2030, some demographers predict there will be no more full-time residents. Fact number 49. Venice's costly lifestyle creates depopulation in the city. Residents decide to leave home primarily because of the high cost of living in Venice. Venice's sinking and tourist problems are also important contributing factors to the city's population decline over the years. Fact number 50. Some experts believe that Venice will become a tourist park by 2030. Experts predict that the famous floating city will not be a place of residence anymore, but a place of tourism in the future. And that was 50 facts about Venice. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more amazing facts. If you still haven't had your fact fix for today, try watching some of these videos. And if you have any suggestions for topics you'd like us to cover, please leave a comment down below.